Khaled Al-Hroub, who is a Palestinian academic and author. Khaled, thank you so much for your time. 76 years after the Nakba, how much closer are we to a Palestinian state?
Well, we are still very, very far. In fact, we are getting far by the day. And I guess maybe on this very day, we need to bring in some broader context and remind ourselves that this is a continuation of the very same project that started the colonization in Palestine, which is a product of wider colonization project, the Western and European wide colonization. And if we think of Zionism and the Israeli and the Jewish immigration to Palestine early on, that started in late 19th century and throughout the first half of the 20th century, that was in fact overseen and encouraged by the Europeans. What we are seeing today, not only that, in fact, I have to add, that is what we have seen in Palestine is even the most brutal, let's say, aspect of European colonialism, which is settler colonialism. And when we talk about settler colonialism in Palestine, in the Americas, in Australia, in Canada, anywhere, the brutality of this project comes from the need to destroy, in fact, and eliminate the indigenous people. So this is not your classical type of colonialism where you have a powerful country goes and plunder the wealth of another people and country, but in fact to send, foreign immigrants to that land and then to claim ownership and to destroy the original people. And the shameful and disgraceful thing for me that has been continuing in Palestine is that what we saw 76 years ago is still happening until this very moment. So in fact, the Nakba as symbolizing the catastrophe that befallen the Palestinians has never been an event. In fact, it has been a process. Didn't start in 1948. It started well before that. And it continues until this very moment, as we see in the genocidal war in Gaza.
I was going to ask you exactly that. So let's continue with that theme, Khaled, but specifically about the occupied territories. Does it not look to you as if it's like a creeping Nakba? I mean, the amount of illegal settlements, the far-right ministers who themselves are illegal settlers in Benjamin Netanyahu's cabinet, everything that's happening in the occupied territories, that does not seem as if it's a Zionist agenda to move Palestinians out and never to allow them back.
Yes, exactly. Spot on. I think this is why I said the Nakba is a continuation, a continuing process and structure. It's not a passing event. So if you think of the Nakba as, again, the materialization of a settler colonial project, meaning to expel, to eliminate, and to destroy the indigenous people, and then to bring in new settlers and expand settlements for the newcomers. Exactly the same process continued since then until this very moment, as we see in the West Bank. So you have the dramatic, in fact, increase of settlements in the West Bank is again another hallmark of the continuation of the Nakba. And the astonishing thing is, for me, is not only that Benjamin Netanyahu's government and even every single Israeli government that we have known continued the same policy, but in fact, the complicit West to Israeli policies. So the Americans, the Europeans, everybody is simply just watching, tacitly maybe agreeing, and the maximum thing that we can see is softly criticizing some policies or practices, but fundamentally, nobody, not a single European and even non-European power is standing in the face of this brutal colonial project in Palestine.
Khaled Al-Hroub, thank you so much for the time.